Do you agree with Robey-Coleman's initial comments about Brady?
Yeah, obviously. He is diminished from what he was. A year ago, he was MVP. And throughout the season, even before Carson Wentz got hurt, he was MVP caliber. And then this year, he simply wasn't. He wasn't top 5. Now, you can argue when it mattered most, he's played very well, and he has. Of course, they stopped blitzing him for some reason. I can't remember a single blitz against Tom Brady these whole playoffs, really. Like, can you think of one offhand? And you say, well, of course, you don't blitz Tom Brady, except he was the worst quarterback in the league against the blitz this year. Since when is Tom Brady the worst quarterback in the league against the blitz? I give him credit. The offense still runs smoothly and effectively and efficiently with him under center. That's largely because he's great, because he thinks quickly, he gets rid of the ball quickly, because he still has zing on the ball when he needs to. That is true. He can still thread the needle at times when he needs to in high leverage moments. But the fact of the matter is, the AFC Championship game really ended on his 3rd interception against 1 touchdown. Game's over, and there was a neutral zone infraction, like a pre-snap penalty saved him. That was after a hand on his chest while he still had the ball in his hand saved him. Brady is still operating on a level that's good enough to get his team to the Super Bowl. But if we want to sit here and pretend that this is the same guy we saw last year, it's simply untrue.
Well, I think your focus is in the wrong place. First of all, when you're talking about Tom Brady, you're talking about a 5-time champion who's been to 8 Super Bowls, is en route to his 9th Super Bowl over a span of 18 years, who's won multiple league MVP honors, who's been a multiple Super Bowl MVP multiple times. Tom Brady is not the one to be talking about. Last time we saw him in the Super Bowl, he threw for 500 yards, albeit in a loss. Instead, what we need to be focusing on is an individual that's been in the NFL for 6 years at the age of 27 and has 6 career starts on his resume. You have 6 career starts. Tom Brady, if he wins this Super Bowl, or even without winning the Super Bowl, Tom Brady has captured more Super Bowl championships almost as you have had starts in a National Football League for a National Football League franchise. And you have the audacity, the temerity, the unmitigated gall to utter your mouth and to speak in any fashion questioning Tom Brady. You're damn right you needed to moonwalk backwards, backtrack, and also remind everybody that you recognize who the GOAT is, why he's the GOAT, etc., etc. Because the reason why we even know Nickell Robey is because, or Nickell Coleman is because we're looking at him right now, Robey-Coleman, I'm sorry. The reason why we even know who he is because he is the beneficiary of one of the most flagrantly bogus non-calls we have ever seen in NFL history. That is the reason he's relevant. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He's on an NFL roster. He's getting PT. He's playing in the Super Bowl. I love his sound bites. I respect it, and I wish him well because I think it would be a beautiful thing if the Los Angeles Rams were to win the Super Bowl. But we also have to understand, respect your elders, particularly when they are great and they have proven as much. If this were Aaron Donald or even an Ndamukong Suh or an Aqib Talib or to a lesser degree Marcus Peters, we can understand that. But Robey-Coleman opening your mouth about Tom Brady, we would barely know who you are if it were not for you getting away, admittedly so by you, with the most bogus non-call we have seen in the modern era.
Stephen A., you're right about that. The wisdom of this guy saying that out loud about that guy, that can be questioned. But the idea, do you agree with the content of what he said, is a different question. You know why Joe DiMaggio retired? You know why Joe DiMaggio retired when he did? He got a hold of a scouting report on him, and he read the truth about what the league thought of him. Marcellus Wiley, my former broadcast partner, we used to talk on the radio about this all the time in L.A. When, like NFL, worse than any other league, they don't care what your name is. They look at you coldly, soberly. And by the way, a sober look at Tom Brady. Is he clutch? Of course. Can he still thread the needle when he needs to and get zip on the ball? Of course. Does he get rid of the ball quickly? Does he have a quick and fast football IQ? All those things are true. And yet, is he the player he was? No, he's not. Is he even less mobile? Is his arm not quite as strong? Like, the scouting report on Tom Brady doesn't respect just the name Tom Brady. It respects what he can and cannot do at this point in his career.
Well, first of all, I would beg to differ with that, A, because I think they care about what he has done and what he's still capable of doing, as opposed to focusing on regular season production when you consider all the situations that the New England Patriots had to deal with. Julian Edelman getting suspended, Rob Gronkowski battling health issues, Josh Gordon and his exile from the New England Patriots because of obvious off-the-field issues that he has to deal with. We all get all of that. The Patriots have been in flux all season long. But if you're going to sit there and give a history lesson, make sure people care, because the younger generation that's listening, they don't give a damn about Joe DiMaggio. We appreciate your knowledge about history, but that's relatively irrelevant at this particular juncture, because we're not talking about NFL. We're talking about Robey-Coleman and what Coleman had to say about Tom Brady. You got to take this into consideration, Max, and appreciate it from this perspective. It does come down to one game. We're talking about the Super Bowl. We ain't talking about the regular season game. We're not talking about the first 16 games when the Patriots know it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to end up taking the AFC East. We're talking about the biggest game of the year, a Super Bowl. So I would throw this back at you, Max, and throw it back at you like this. Forget all of that stuff that you said about Tom Brady. Don't bring up the cliff. Don't bring up the struggles in the regular season. Don't bring up any of that. One game. It's the Super Bowl. Do you have any question that Tom Brady, for one game, this Sunday, Super Bowl 53, Atlanta, Georgia, the ATL, where I'm at right now, do you have any doubt in your mind that Tom Brady could get it done for one Sunday afternoon? Because
Depends.
that's what Robey-Coleman has to deal with.
Do they get pressure on him?
Okay,
do they get pressure on him? Yes or no?
Hold on. The answer is no. You have no doubts about Tom Brady. You're absolutely right, Stephen A. Smith.
Thank you.